Hi, I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about Max, which is a visual programming language that's been around about 20 years and that I think you're going to find can be very useful. It's different basically from the digital audio workstations we've been using, such as Pro Tools or Audacity or GarageBand, Peak, those various programs, in that those are designed to edit the sound away from the sound source. And but Max is really more suited towards editing the sound in real time. Taking the sound and converting that into a digital signal, manipulating the sound in various ways, and then kicking it out soon after through a speaker. So you can imagine that Max can be very useful in a variety of ways. For instance, Grinnell grad Herbie Hancock uses Max to control this vast bank of keyboards and other instruments that he has at his disposal in his live concerts. As you're learning Max, you should know that the program itself has quite an extensive array of tutorials. And just working through those tutorials is the most effective way to get to know the program. But this introduction I'm giving here could help maybe just to get started. Okay, so I'm going to start here by making a couple of objects. So what I will do is go down to this part of the program, Show Object Explorer, and I'm going to create an object. So I grab this object, pull it out, and it appears like this. Okay, the object I'm going to make is a digital audio converter, DAC tilde. Okay, so just accept that. That object converts a digital signal into an audio signal. Okay, the next object I'm going to make is creating the audio signal. And that I'm going to choose to create a device that makes sine wave. So this is called cycle tilde. And if I can designate the frequency after it. Okay, that object generates a sine wave at 440. Okay, for this little demo I need to make one more device, and that is a gain control, which allows me to control, I guess obviously, the gain, the strength of that signal. So you watch now, I'll grab this, we'll call it this output here, and I will drag down to the inlet on this gain. Okay, now I've connected those two. I'm making a patch is what we're calling this, and then the output of this gain I'm attaching to the digital audio converter. So this is a stereo converter, so I can put it into both. And now well, I need to tell you one more thing. Now, before I started, I had clicked lock and unlock. So now, currently, this I cannot make changes in this patch because it is locked. When I go down here, it says unlock. Okay, now it is unlocked, and I can move things around, change things. So when it is locked, now I can start to operate this gain, and you can hear the sine wave appear. So that's the very, very beginnings of how to make a patch. Okay, so there are a couple more important things that places that you might get stuck. One important thing is the audio status. So on the older versions of Macs, this is called DSP status. So if you go up to Options and look at Audio Status, and as I said in an earlier version, it may say DSP status. The important thing is that this must be on. And then we have to choose the driver. Now in the studio, the driver is, as you might guess, the Digi 003, right? I'm doing this at home, so I've chosen the Core Audio. But this is a critical step that you'll need to do, or otherwise you won't get any sound, just so you know. Okay, so we've seen 3 objects so far: the digital audio converter, the gain, and the cycle tilde, which creates the tone, A440. I'm going to make a new type of object after I unlock. I will create what's called a number box, number object, and the function of this is to spew out numbers. Okay, so one important thing is when you place the cursor over the outlet, you're given information about that object. Number, output incoming or entered number. Okay, so out of that port, there will be a number. And when I put my cursor over this inlet here, we see that it says frequency, which means that when whatever number is inputted and put in to this box, to this object, that will be now the frequency of the sine wave. It will override the 440 I have designated there. Now we can't observe this until we unlock. So I've set up this box, I've connected it, and now if I lock the patch, I can change the frequency, and you'll hear, I believe, the frequency as it rises. I'm taking the cursor and holding it on the number and then raising it and lowering it obnoxiously. Okay, so that's the basic concept of a number. Okay, so there's another important thing that I need to show you, and that is the way in which help is so deeply embedded into the program. It can be very convenient. So if I go down here and unlock my patch, and then we already saw how if we put the cursor over the inlets, we get information. Well, if I control click on that object, I just control clicked, I can look, I can open cycle, help. I can open the help. And here we get actually another working patch and other information, explanatory prose about the object. So this is really a very good way to explore Macs. And you can take any patch that anybody has made, that you've made, and then just click on any object and start to explore how it works. And this is the best way to explore Macs. Now even this object here, I can now unlock it, and well, there's some things that we haven't seen yet. So this is line tilde. Let's see what that is. Control open line tilde help, and we see information about that. Right? Okay, you get the idea. Oh, what's this? Control unlock, control open message help, and we find out what a message is. So you get the idea. This is a way in which you can quickly investigate each aspect of a given patch. For instance, if I wanted to investigate how this gain object works, open gain help, and we have explanation about it.